There are moments when the heart feels so full of ache that it seems impossible to take another step forward. The mind replays old hurts like a song stuck on repeat, and the body feels tired from carrying what feels too heavy to bear. When pain lingers, it can make the world appear smaller, dimmer, and harder to move through. Yet even in this place of heaviness, there is a gentle truth whispering, "You were never meant to carry it all alone." Life has a way of holding you if you are willing to loosen your grip. Every breath you take can be a doorway into relief. Every exhale a chance to lay down what no longer serves you. The universe is not a distant force. It is an ever-present companion, waiting for the moment you decide you no longer wish to be weighed down by what is hurting you. In this space of release, you begin to discover that peace is not something you have to chase. It is already here, waiting beneath the clutter of old wounds. Pain has a way of disguising itself as protection. Sometimes, without even realizing it, the mind holds on to hurt because it feels safer to cling to the known than to step into the unknown. The past may have taught lessons, but if those lessons are wrapped in fear and anger, they keep the heart closed to new blessings. Letting go does not mean forgetting or pretending that what happened was fine. It means you choose not to let it shape every step you take today. It is like opening a window in a stuffy room. At first, the stale air still lingers, but slowly, a fresh breeze begins to move through, clearing what has been trapped for far too long. The weight of emotional pain is not only felt in the mind, it settles into the body. Shoulders tense, the chest feels tight, sleep becomes restless, the voice grows quieter. These are signs that the body is carrying the echoes of old hurts. Every cell in your being listens to your thoughts, and when those thoughts are filled with replayed pain, the body responds with heaviness. But when you begin to speak to yourself in a softer, more loving way, you create a safe place inside for the body to relax and for healing to begin. This is why kindness toward yourself is not just a good idea, it is a medicine. Imagine your emotions as water in a flowing river. When you cling to pain, it is like placing large stones in the water's path. The flow slows down, and the water becomes trapped and stagnant. When you begin to let go, you start to move those stones one by one, allowing the water to find its way again. Your inner flow, your joy, your creativity, your energy begins to move freely. This is why letting go is such a powerful act of self-love. You are not abandoning yourself. You are finally giving yourself the space to breathe. To release pain is to give yourself permission to live fully again. It is saying, I matter enough to choose peace over suffering. When you release, you make room for beauty to enter. You make room for love, for laughter, for ideas, for dreams. The heart has an incredible ability to heal, but it needs space to do so. By unclenching the fist around what has hurt you, you open the palm to receive blessings. This is where the universe begins to step in more fully, not because it was ever absent, but because you have created the space to notice its presence. The healing power of the universe works in ways that are both gentle and profound. Just as the body knows how to close a wound without you telling it to, life knows how to mend the heart when you allow it. Think of the seasons. Winter does not need to force the flowers to bloom. Spring arrives, and the blossoms unfold naturally. Healing follows the same rhythm. When you stop forcing, stop fighting, and start allowing, the process unfolds with grace. Your role is not to control every detail of how healing comes. It is to trust that it will. Sometimes the mind resists letting go because it believes that holding on keeps you safe, or that if you release, it somehow means what happened didn't matter. But letting go does not erase the importance of your experiences. It simply removes the pain's power to shape your future. You can honor your story without living inside its most painful chapter. Every time you release even a little, you tell the universe, I am ready for something new. There are gentle ways to begin this process. Take a slow breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs. Hold it for a moment and then exhale slowly, imagining the pain leaving your body like smoke rising into the sky. Whisper to yourself words that feel comforting, such as, "It is safe for me to let this go," or, "I trust life to heal what I release." Even if at first these words feel unfamiliar, the more you repeat them, the more your mind and body begin to believe them. With time, you will notice that you are no longer waking up with the same heaviness. You will find yourself smiling more easily, feeling lighter in your movements, hearing your own laughter again. This is not because life has erased your past, but because you have chosen to stop carrying it as if it were the only truth about you. Your true self is not the pain you've experienced. It is the love, peace, and wholeness that exists beneath it. The universe already knows this about you. All it asks is that you begin to see it too. And so, in each breath, you have the chance to soften. In each moment, you have the choice to set down one more stone. In each day, you have the opportunity to trust that life is guiding you, even when you can't yet see the full picture. When you take these steps, you are not moving away from who you are. You are moving toward your truest self, the one that has been waiting patiently for you to come home. There is a gentle intelligence in life that knows how to restore balance, even when everything feels broken. The same energy that turns seeds into blossoms and guides the tide of the ocean also moves through you. When you begin to loosen your grip on what hurts, this healing energy flows in naturally, like sunlight entering a darkened room. It doesn't push, it doesn't rush. It simply surrounds you, holding you with a quiet strength until you feel safe enough to open. Trusting this process can feel like stepping onto a path where you can't see the end, but the beauty is that you are not meant to see it all. You are meant to walk step by step, feeling the ground beneath your feet, knowing that each moment of release creates space for something better to come. Think about how rivers carve their way through stone over time. They don't force their way forward in a single moment. They move with steady persistence, reshaping the land with patience. The universe works in this way with the heart. It asks only for your willingness to let it move through you. Each time you choose to release, whether it's a memory, a fear, or a thought that no longer serves you, you invite this energy to shape a new inner landscape. The pain begins to soften, and in its place grows clarity, peace, and a quiet joy. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. Holding on to hurt drains the very life force that keeps you vibrant and alive. But when you decide to release, you declare that your well-being matters. You tell yourself, I am worthy of feeling light. I am worthy of feeling free. This is the essence of self-love, choosing not to live in the shadow of what has wounded you, but to walk in the light of what can heal you. Even if the steps are small at first, each one changes the way you meet life. Sometimes letting go feels like standing on the shore, holding a handful of stones. These stones may represent moments, words, or feelings that have weighed you down for years. At first, it can feel unthinkable to open your hands and let them fall into the water. But the moment you do, your arms feel lighter, your body stands taller, and you begin to see the open horizon again. The space that was once filled with heaviness becomes a space where joy can enter. Your mind and body are deeply connected in this process. Every thought you think sends messages to the body, shaping how it feels and functions. When you hold on to hurt, your body often responds with tension, tight shoulders, clenched jaws, or a heavy chest. These are the body's ways of holding the pain you haven't yet released. But when you begin to shift your thoughts toward gentleness and trust, your body feels it too. Muscles start to soften. Breathing becomes easier. Sleep becomes deeper. Healing is not just something that happens in the heart, it's something your whole being experiences. Consider how a warm bath soothes the body after a long day. The water doesn't demand anything of you. It simply wraps around you, releasing the tightness and easing the ache. The mind works the same way when you fill it with loving, supportive thoughts. It becomes a space where the body can relax, and this relaxation opens the door for deeper healing. This is why it is so important to speak to yourself with kindness. You are teaching your body that it is safe to let go. One way to begin creating this shift is to set aside a few quiet moments each day to simply notice your breath. Place a hand over your heart, close your eyes, and take a slow, deep breath in. As you exhale, imagine releasing a small piece of the hurt you've been carrying. You don't need to let go of everything all at once. Healing comes in layers. Even one small release makes a difference. Over time, these moments build, and you begin to feel a lighter, softer energy moving through your life. There are gentle, practical steps you can take to begin this journey. Journaling can be a powerful tool. Write down what you are feeling without judgment or the need to make sense of it. Let the words flow as they are, knowing that sometimes the simple act of naming your feelings helps to release their hold. Forgiveness, too, is a gift you give yourself. It does not mean you accept what hurt you. It means you no longer allow it to control your peace. Even saying quietly to yourself, "I release you from my mind and heart," can create a shift. Mirror work is another loving practice. Stand before your reflection, look into your own eyes, and speak words of comfort and encouragement. It may feel unusual at first, but with time, you will begin to see the truth in your own gaze. Tell yourself, "I am safe, I am loved, I am ready to let go." These words sink into the heart and remind you that you are both the one who has been hurt and the one who can bring healing. Affirmations can be woven into your daily life to support this release. You might say, "I allow the past to rest," "I welcome peace into my life," or "I trust that life is bringing me what I need to heal." Speak these words in the morning to set the tone for your day, or at night as a soft closing before sleep. Let them become a rhythm in your life, a gentle drumbeat guiding you toward wholeness. As you practice these steps, you may begin to feel an openness you haven't felt in a long time. The tightness in your chest begins to ease, and your mind starts to quiet. You might find yourself noticing beauty in small things: the sound of the wind, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the kindness in someone's smile. These are signs that the space once filled with hurt is now filling with life. You are learning not only to let go, but to welcome in. And in this welcoming, the universe responds. It meets your openness with blessings, sending you moments of peace, clarity, and unexpected joy. Just as opening a window invites fresh air to flow in, opening your heart invites the healing energy of life to surround you. This is not something you have to force. It is something you allow. And with each breath, each gentle choice to release, you draw closer to the wholeness that has always been your true nature. When you let go of what has been hurting you, you make space for peace to move in. This peace is not loud or demanding. It arrives quietly, like the soft glow of dawn. It wraps itself around you in ways you may not even notice at first. Perhaps you find yourself breathing more deeply without realizing it, or smiling at a small moment of beauty. This is how peace begins, gently, gradually, filling in the spaces where pain once lived. Letting go is not just about removing the weight, it's about creating room for something better to take its place. Opening to new energy is like opening the windows of a home that has been closed for too long. The air feels fresher, lighter, more alive. The heaviness that once hung in the air begins to lift, and in its place is a lightness you can feel in your mind and body. This is the natural way of life. When something leaves, something else comes in to fill the space. When hurt is released, joy has a place to land. When fear leaves, love finds its way in. All of life flows in this beautiful exchange. To invite this peace more fully, practice noticing it. Notice when your body feels softer, when your mind feels calmer, when your heart feels a little more open. Acknowledge these moments, however small, because they are signs that healing is happening. The more you notice, the more you attract. This is how the universe works. It responds to what you focus on. When you focus on peace, you welcome more of it into your life. One of the most powerful ways to keep this flow open is through daily reflection. Each day, take a moment to ask yourself, what am I ready to release today? It doesn't need to be something big. Sometimes the smallest release creates the biggest shift. It could be letting go of a self-critical thought, or releasing tension in your shoulders, or choosing to forgive something minor. The point is to make release a gentle, everyday habit. Alongside this, take a moment to notice one way the universe is supporting you today. It could be a kind word from someone, a small solution to a problem, or even a moment of quiet when you needed it most. By pairing release with gratitude, you create a beautiful rhythm, letting go of what weighs you down while filling your heart with what lifts you up. This rhythm is deeply healing, and it begins to change the way you see life. As you live in this balance of letting go and receiving, you begin to feel stronger, lighter, and more connected to yourself. You no longer feel trapped by old wounds because you've learned that they don't define you. What defines you is the love you choose, the peace you invite, and the trust you have in life's process. Even on days when the hurt feels heavier, you know you have the tools to lighten it. You know that you can place it into the hands of the universe where it will be transformed. You may wish to close your day with a simple affirmation that seals your healing work. I am free from the weight of the past. I welcome peace, love, and joy into my life. Speak it slowly, letting each word sink into your heart. Over time, these words become a truth you live by, not just something you say. And so, the journey of letting go is not a single moment. It is a gentle unfolding. It is the art of releasing, of making room, of trusting the unseen hands of life to carry what you no longer need. It is choosing over and over again to stand in the light instead of the shadow. The universe will always meet you here, in this space of openness. It will bring you the people, moments, and opportunities that match your new energy. You are not meant to live in the ache of yesterday. You are meant to grow, to heal, to flourish. Each time you set down a piece of the past, you step more fully into the life you deserve, a life that feels peaceful, whole, and deeply aligned with who you truly are. And in that place, you will know that the hurt has transformed, the weight has lifted, and the universe has done what it always wanted to do, heal you completely from the inside out.